Ahura, Mazda, Brahma, Lord, God the Father, Jehovah, or Allah. Do they all refer to the same God? Is the concept of God shared among different religions and beliefs? If so, then where do these names come from? You've probably heard that God has many names and attributes, but do they all mean the same thing? Jewish scholars believe that besides all the names people have called God throughout history, God has a hidden name that only very few individuals have ever spoken. It is said that invoking God by that name can bring about many miracles, and whoever reaches a certain level to discover this great name of God and invoke Him by it, their prayers will surely be answered. It is said that a person named Asif bin Barkia was able to transfer the throne of the Queen of Sheba to the palace of Solomon the prophet using this name. What is the greatest name of God? Who knows it, and what must be done to reach it? Is it a specific name or some kind of esoteric knowledge that must be discovered and unlocked? We research and study to find answers to the questions we ask ourselves in solitude. A journey into the mysterious world within and the secrets hidden within the pages of books helps us better understand God, the meaning, and the purpose of life. To accompany us on this exploratory journey, subscribe to the Hidden Secrets channel and hit the bell icon. It is said that the greatest and most glorious name of God is the greatest name. However, the true meaning of this name is not clear. Some researchers consider it a word or a linguistic entity, while others see the greatest name as something beyond letters and words. In this video, we attempt to unveil the secrets and mysteries surrounding this name through the narratives available and try to get closer to its meaning. The narratives about this name provide us with incomplete information. It is unclear whether the nature of this name is hidden from us or has been forgotten over time, but there are two possibilities regarding the nature of this name. Number 1. Some consider it to be a word and believe that the greatest name is indeed a name. Therefore, some Jewish rabbis have been trying for years, with the help of numerology, to unlock and discover this name in the Torah. Some Islamic philosophers and researchers are also trying to find the greatest name in the Quran, especially through its mysterious letters and symbols. Number 2. But the second group, consisting mostly of mystics and some spiritual teachers, believes that the greatest name transcends words and letters. This name can be a spiritual state in which a person becomes close to the truth of the universe and attains a state where, if they utter any name in that state, that name becomes equivalent to the greatest name of God and causes astonishing changes in the physical world. In fact, in that state of unity that the mystic attains, regardless of which name they use, it reflects a purer essence of the divine presence, and as a result, they may create things and witness astonishing deeds as miracles from Him. But what is this name? And if it is supposed to be a word or letters, what characteristics could it have? According to an Islamic narrative, the greatest name consists of 73 letters. Some prophets knew some of its letters, and some special individuals had a tiny bit of knowledge about it. However, Muslim mystics believe that the Prophet of Islam reached 72 letters of it, but God has kept one letter of it hidden, even from him. From the appearance of this narrative, it can be deduced that the greatest name might be a science or a collection of spiritual knowledge that each prophet and distinguished individual, based on their effort and self-discipline, has succeeded in discovering, and, in fact, God has opened the door to this treasure for them. Hafiz, the Persian mystic poet and spiritual master of his time, beautifully says about the greatest name. If 100 legions of beautiful beings were to lay siege to win my heart, I thank God that I have a beloved who alone can compete with all of them. It is deserving that I should falsely attribute my actions to Solomon the prophet to win her lips. If I knew the greatest name, what fear would I have of Satan? Here he refers to the story of Asif bin Barkiya and his ability to perform extraordinary tasks during the time of the prophet Solomon. Ferdowsi, another Persian poet, also mentions the greatest name in the Shahnameh. In a way, he gives a name to the Messiah, the son of Jahangir, the son of Rostam, and says that in case of encountering sorcery, recite this name to ward it off. Considering the astonishing abilities mentioned regarding the greatest name so far, can we finally conclude whether the greatest name of God is a word or a special knowledge? In fact, it can be concluded that whatever the greatest name may be, it gives the power to bring about extraordinary changes to select individuals both spiritually and morally. Prophets, with the help and permission of God, performed miraculous deeds using it, and distinguished individuals like Asif bin Barkiya, by knowing a single letter of it, could do something akin to passing through a wormhole in space and, in an instant, transport the Queen of Sheba along with her throne to the palace of Solomon. However, if you think that the use of the greatest name of God is exclusive to good and righteous people, then you should hear this. It is said that another person who knew something about the greatest name was Balaam, the son of Beor. He was a Hebrew sage who lived during the time of Moses and had many miracles. He could pray in such a way with the help of the greatest name that his prayers were answered. In the Old Testament, there are stories about him. His wife once asked him to pray for her to become the most beautiful woman among the Israelites, and he did so, and her prayer was granted. But she misused her beauty, and with another prayer, he took her beauty away. It is also mentioned in another story that Balaam, for the sake of wealth and position, used the greatest name and cursed the prophet Moses. But as a result of this curse, not only did Moses the prophet suffer no harm, but because of Balaam's misuse of the greatest name, this ability was taken away from him suddenly, and the greatest name was erased from his memory. But how can one obtain the greatest name? Mystics and spiritual philosophers believe that merely thinking and researching is not enough to obtain ordinary knowledge. Instead, we must cleanse ourselves of impurities and, through self-discipline internally and helping others externally, prepare ourselves to receive spiritual knowledge. But merely thinking, researching, and experimenting are not enough to attain esoteric and spiritual knowledge. Instead, we must be able to cleanse ourselves from impurities and, through self-control internally and assisting others externally in the outside world, prepare ourselves to receive spiritual knowledge. As reported, the Prophet of Islam was asked what the greatest name is. He replied, "Any name of the names of God is the greatest name. So empty your heart of everything but Him, and call upon Him by whatever name you wish. For in truth, God has no particular name, but He is the only one." In this video, we have seen the greatest name of God and how to use it from the perspectives of religions, spiritual sciences, mysticisms, and various thoughts, and briefly introduced individuals who had access to it.